Alright guys, so in the last video we set up the publish services for a hard drive export. Now you guys might be asking, well, why would I use publish service for the hard drive versus just the export feature? And like we said in the last video, the difference mainly is when you use the standard export dialog box, or when you use the standard export function, Lightroom catalog does not keep track of what you're exporting, whereas the publish services will keep track of what's been exported versus what hasn't. So that's the main difference. But to be honest, we don't really use the hard drive publish services whenever we're exporting to the hard drive. I do, however, use Facebook and Flickr ones. So let's show you how to set that up right now. So to set up Facebook, what you're going to do is click Setup. And it's really simple. You're just going to type in a description of the account. So I'm going to call this My Facebook. And then you're going to click on Authorize on Facebook. And click right here. It'll bring up this dialog box, which you're going to say OK. It'll ask you to read the Facebook Terms of Service. If you're like me, you probably just skip that. I never read that stuff. Then it'll bring up your default browser. I'm already logged into Facebook, so it's not going to ask my login, but if you're not logged in, it will ask you. And then it's going to say, would you like to allow Photoshop Lightroom to do the following? You're going to click Allow. Then it's going to close this back up, and it's going to take you back to Lightroom. It says, after authorizing with the web browser, continue here. So I'm going to hit Done. Now it says, authorize as Payam Jirsa. Great. I can now see all of my albums. So I can see Ethan's Christmas photos, Halloween, my wall photos. You can also create a new album. I'm not going to worry about creating anything new right now, but if you wanted to, you can create a new album for every export that you do, or every time you publish, sorry. And now it's going to say set the Facebook title using the IPTC. I want to just use the file name. If you fill in the IPTC title into the metadata, then fine, use that. Otherwise, just use the file name. And it'll actually default to file name too. It says if empty, use file name. That's fine. So when updating photos, I can leave it as replace existing title. That's cool too. Basically what that means is if you're updating something that's previously been published and your title's been changed, it'll replace the existing title on the photo that's being re-uploaded. So it's, if you want to leave the existing, that's fine too, but what's the point? If you're changing the title, you probably want it to update it. I don't do any renaming on export again. I always do that inside of Lightroom. File settings, that's cool. You know, we'll actually leave this as 100% because I don't have to worry about size because it's not going to my personal website, it's going to Facebook, and Facebook is going to do its own optimization there. And then I have to size it to whatever I want. I don't want to leave it as full resolution. I'll leave it as 800 pixels on the long edge. And you'll notice that the resolution settings have been removed because it's going to the web, and so automatically it knows that this has to be 72 pixels. I'm going to do sharpen for screen, and we'll do high. The rest of the options, I don't really care about the metadata. I don't think they'll be able to view it anyway. Keywords, I don't care about. Watermarking, I'm just going to skip. Normally, if anything's going on the web, I would always watermark it, but for this purpose, we're going to remove the image right away anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I hit save, and I go down here. I can see wall photos. This is my setup that I have for my Facebook. All I'm going to do is pick a photo. We'll say this photo. Drag and drop it right into that publish services for Facebook. Click on it, and now it says new photos to publish. I'm going to click publish. It's not yet published right now, so you got to actually click publish for it to publish. So here we go. Hopefully this will work without errors. Sometimes you actually do get errors when you're publishing to Facebook. But depending on your connection speed and depending on your processor speed, it's going to export the file and then upload it. When it's done, it's going to pop a little dialog. Come on, let's go. Alright, now give me an error. It says failed to retrieve item info. We'll hit OK. Let's see what it says. I can't update this collection. Failed to retrieve item info. Most likely it actually published it, but it doesn't know if it did. Probably because there's some issue between what it has in Facebook. So let's go to Facebook though. Let's see if it actually placed it on my profile. And it did. There's the file right there. So Payam Jirsa, there's our new, it was done 19 seconds ago. There's our new image. And I can go to my photos on my wall and see that it is in the wall photos it should be. There it is, right there, guys. Okay, now the cool thing is about this is that you can also manage your comments and stuff straight from Lightroom. Now I'm going to delete this. Actually, that's fine. You can go to that photo and you can scroll down right here to the bottom. And what I do is shrink this all up. Okay. And now this is the problem. We got that error issue that said the photo it couldn't confirm that basically it was published. So it says, you know, it hasn't been published. Hopefully you guys won't get that error. I'm assuming that's an error somehow in my system alone. We did set up everything correctly though, and what will happen is it'll actually update whatever comments that you have right here in this comment section, and you can add new comments to that photo just by writing it and entering it here and hitting publish again. And so you can do all of your commenting straight from Lightroom, which is a really cool feature. Alright guys, the next video will show you guys how to do the same thing and set up Flickr.